So the first thing we're going to do is start a raid. So if we do /raid and space, what you would do is you'd find a tweet you want to raid and you'd just paste the URL afterwards. Let's do that. Okay, so I found a tweet to raid. It's just a Mellow Man tweet. If we copy the link and take a look at the targets beforehand, as you can see, it's at 23 likes, 12 retweets, and 10 replies. Okay, we're going to set targets over that amount. Okay, let's do that now. So I'll copy the tweet, and if we go back in the group chat, you do /raid, paste the tweet, press enter, and as you can see, we've got the target. So we've got the target mode, which is fixed, and we'll get into that later. And we've got the like target, which is 23, which I have changed recently. By default, it would be like 654. You can change these. You've got the retweet target 14 and the reply target at 9. So let's change these targets. If you want to do that, you go to set targets and it will open the bot up in private chat and it will show you obviously the group you're setting the raid targets for and the link you're setting the targets for, basically. So it's currently at 23, 14 and 9. We're going to change these targets. If I refresh here, so 23, let's change that to 24, click that, type it in, press enter. Now it's changed to 24. Retweets, we'll put that at 10. I'm putting it under the amount, but usually you would do it a bit higher. And we'll do the replies at like 8. And as you can see, they've been set. It's currently in fixed mode, but we'll get to the other mode, which is dynamic mode, later on. Let's just do fixed mode. This is kind of how you see it in many other raid bots. But if we click finish here, and as you can see, it asks us to go back to the group. So we click that, targets have been set. All you have to do now is click start raid. And there you go. The raid has started. Above is the adverts we are currently displaying on the Mellow Man Raid Bot. You've got the current likes, obviously 23 out of 24. The retweets and replies are done because we set it lower than what it already was. And every 20 seconds or so, this will update in the chat and reping. There you go, as you've just saw. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go back to that tweet, hit the like button. I'll retweet it as well. And if we head back, you can see once it updates, the raid will end because the targets have been met. And there you go. Raid ended, targets reached. So that is how you set up a very basic raid with fixed targets because we set the likes at 24, 10 and 8. You can see the impressions here as well as the bookmarks, and the goals have been reached because, you know, targets were met. That's basically how you set up a raid. Very simple stuff. We're going to get into some more advanced features now. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is dynamic mode when you set targets. So if we do /raid, we'll find another tweet. Find this tweet, has 5 likes, 1 retweet, 1 reply. Go back to /raid, type a space and press enter. There you go. It's going to bring up the settings again. Obviously you can lock and unlock the chat. If I press lock here, it will prevent all of your community members from speaking. So the reason we lock chats is so you can put more focus on the current raid. Okay, we're going to unlock it for now. And if we go back and set targets, you can see, as we saw before, we've got the target mode, which is fixed, the like target, and all of that. And it's currently in fixed mode. We're going to change this mode. Okay, we're going to change the target mode. If we click this button here, now what it's done is change the target mode to dynamic. So what actually is dynamic mode? Okay, so it very easily explains it here. The targets you set, as per above, are added to the tweet's current numbers. For example, if you set +4 likes and the tweet has 20 likes before we start the raid, the new target will be 24 likes because 20 plus 4 obviously is 24 likes. Same for the retweets and the replies. This ensures the raid doesn't cancel prematurely if the tweet is already very popular. Because when you set a raid within fixed mode, if these targets here in fixed mode get met very quickly, the raid will just cancel, and you don't want to do that. This is where dynamic mode is very handy if you just want to set a dynamic target based on what the tweet's metrics currently are at. So we'll change the dynamic mode and we'll set the likes. So what we're going to do is we change the likes to +2. You just type 2. Set the retweets 2 and the replies 2. And I'll set this as a default. If I click set as a default, you can now set these will be the default settings for when you start a raid. And if we click finish, go back to the group, and as you can see, the raid is ready to be started. If I click start raid, it's going to dynamically pull the current metrics and then set the targets to add or +2 ahead of those targets. So if I click start raid, you can very easily see the like target is currently at 5, but we've set it to 7. So 5 out of 7 currently. If we go to the tweet here, you can see it's currently at 5 and the new target is 7 because we set the like target to +2. So it's dynamically pulling the metrics and then dynamically setting new targets based on the current metrics. So hopefully that's pretty clear. If we, I'm not going to like or retweet or reply to this. I'm going to show you how to cancel a raid. So if we head back, as you can see, the raid is currently on. These targets haven't been met. It's going to ping in the chat again because it's updating every 20 seconds. There you go. What we'll do, we'll type /cancel and that will cancel the raid. And if the chat is unlocked or if the chat is locked, it will then unlock the chat. So that is basically how dynamic and fixed targets and how raids are usually set up manually.